Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video and a very different kind of video that I'll be sharing with you all today on our travel channel. So we're just back from a 2-night stay at the Sheraton Grand in Edinburgh, and it wasn't very grand at all. So we thought we'd just come on and share with you an honest review and sit down and tell you the pros and cons and why we wouldn't go back to the hotel. I will also be doing a split screen and sharing with you photographs at the side, and I'll also be sharing with you at the very end of the video the total cost of the hotel as well. So I'm hoping that this is going to be helpful for anybody that's maybe thinking of going to the hotel, or let me know in the comments below if you've stayed at the hotel and if anything that I say is similar to an experience that you've had as well. Martin told me just to go ahead and film this video because he thought it would be helpful, so I thought I would just go ahead and do that for you. So the Sheraton Grand Edinburgh, this was a Christmas present that we had booked. So usually for Christmas time we don't do presents in our house, we just look forward to a nice overnight stay in January. So we'd been really looking forward to this one, and we'd booked it a few, maybe in November. So we did get a good price for it, which I thought was quite decent for Edinburgh in January. And yeah, we were really looking forward to it, and also having some nice relaxation at the spa, which I'll also share with you our kind of opinion of the spa as well throughout the video. So when we checked in on Tuesday, and we did arrive early, so it's just a train journey for us, it's not far. I got there about 12:30, and we thought we'll just arrive early, get some lunch. Check-in isn't to 3, so we thought the best thing to do would just be go in early, because we always like to experience the hotel as much of it as possible when we do go and stay, and we do usually film to share a look around on this channel, but I just felt I didn't want to promote it to you at all after our experience. So I'll show you some pictures so you can see how it looked, and I'll share with you the highlights. And there was a couple of highlights, I would say. When we arrived, the food in the bar and the guy that served us was very good, so I would highly recommend him. He was exceptional, his service, and what you would expect from a 5-star hotel. I have worked in 5-star hotels, luxury spas, for 10 years almost, so I do have a lot of experience on the customer service, which we'll get to further on in the video. So yeah, he was really to a high standard, so I would say he was really impressed with the service we had from him. So the food was great. I'll share some pictures of what we had. We both had a club sandwich, and then we both had a little kind of tea and coffee and like some little kind of buns that they had. So the food was good, the service was great there. We did then go afterwards, I'll share with you the price at the end of the lunch too, and the total price of everything all in. We did then go to check-in, and the check-in was okay. It wasn't the warmest welcome we've ever had, especially a 5-star hotel like that. You'd be expecting a little bit more. So it was okay. We did say it was a Christmas gift. They did ask us if it was a special occasion, so we said it was our Christmas present to each other. So that was fine. We checked into our room. They did ask for photographic ID when we checked in, which is something we have never been asked for before. So neither of us had any photographic ID on us. She asked for a passport, which we wouldn't have carried because we're just along in Glasgow, and it didn't say anywhere online that they would need to bring photographic ID. We didn't have driver's licenses either because we took the train. So yeah, we ended up, she just asked then if we could have 2 bank cards, to show obviously proof of who we were, because she says people can imitate you, which I was quite surprised to hear. So that's the first time we've ever had that. So yeah, check-in was okay. We then did go to our room. The room was lovely that we were given, our first room. That's a little clue as to what happened. And yeah, the rooms look lovely when you walk in. The layout's really nice, and it does look really nice. So sometimes that can be the thing with these kind of hotels. You can find the look of them is really nice, but sometimes it's the problems underlying, which we'll get to. So yeah, it was lovely, the room we got. It was room 502, if anybody was wondering, just to take note if you're ever staying in the hotel. And yeah, everything was fine until we did end up going down for some food. We did notice Martin had a shower before we went down to dinner, and he noticed that in the shower the door wasn't sealed properly, so there was water flooding out onto the bathroom floor. So it was quite bad. I wish I'd actually taken a picture of it. So that was the first little thing, but that was okay. We ended up just mopping it up, which isn't something you should be expecting to do anyway, like having to clean the floor down when you're away on a hotel break. So yeah, that was the first thing. I did go down for some dinner in the hotel. They did tell us at check-in, which I thought they could have given us more notice about, that the hotel restaurant was going to be closed until February. So we didn't get any notification of that it wasn't going to be available, and they were asking us if we wanted to pre-book like a meal in the hotel, and I thought we'll just wait and see what the menu's like when we get there. But the hotel, actually, the restaurant wasn't open at all except for breakfast, so they didn't tell us that until we checked in either. So we went down to the bar at night, and then we just had some pizzas, and yeah, the food was good. The pizza and the service was good down there again. Then it was when we went to our bed, that's when the problems started. So during the night there was a sound that kept going off in our room, and it was through the air conditioning unit. Now I did kind of hear a little something when we checked into the room, but I thought it wasn't going to be to that extent. I thought, oh, when the air conditioning gets switched off, it'll be fine. So I switched the air conditioning off before we went to bed, and then through the night this noise kept coming, and I just thought, oh, it was quite disruptive that we woke up. So at 3:30 in the morning I thought, I'm going to film this and I'm just going to share it with them in the morning and see if we can hopefully change room for our second night stay. So I'm just going to let you hear the sound that kept going off, because yeah, it was quite disruptive and it did kind of affect our sleep. So we didn't have the best first night's sleep. We'd have a better sleep in our house. I'm just going to hold this up to my microphone so you can hear the sound that I recorded on my phone. Right, so this noise was going quite regularly throughout the night, which was quite disruptive. So yeah, that kept waking us up, which wasn't great. So when we did go down in the morning to report it to them, it seemed as if we were being a bit of an inconvenience. We went down for breakfast first, and then we thought, let's go and find out if we can change room before we head out for the day exploring. So we let them hear this noise that kept going on through the night, and just the overall, how they dealt with it wasn't great at all. It wasn't good at all for that kind of 5-star establishment. When we spoke to the girl to begin with, she did sound as if she was really apologetic. She would go out her way to change rooms to help us. And then what she did was, she says the hotel's very quiet. She says we can change rooms if that would be okay, which we were really happy about, because we thought we wanted to be able to sleep tonight. So she went and spoke to somebody through the door, which must have been our manager, and then she came back through and it was a completely different person. She said that they would have to investigate it first, even though the hotel was quite empty and they had multiple rooms available. They said that they were going to send an engineer up first to check and see basically if we were telling the truth. It sounded as if they didn't believe us, which was crazy. So we kind of thought, well, if they're going to send an engineer in, that's a wee bit disruptive, because we were planning on going out. So we're thinking, how's this going to work? So she said to us, they actually just sent us away rather than just giving us another room key for another room and asking us to move into another room, which would have been so much easier, and which is what any other hotel I'd imagine would stay down should have done. And then we just thought, you know what, an engineer's going to come up here and they're not going to hear anything, aren't they? Because it seemed to be happening more at night time. So we went back down and we just says, look, we want to change rooms. We don't want to hang about. We do want to go out and enjoy the rest of our day. We don't want to be waiting about thinking there's an engineer coming to check this out, and then when we get back from our nice day out in Edinburgh, to maybe pack up and move rooms then, or maybe just they maybe not hear anything. We need to stay in the room again that night. So at that point, a concierge come over, and he was speaking to us because the girl wasn't really up for moving us still at this point, and he said, oh, it sounds like the valves. So basically they have had a problem with it before, so it must have been the valves switching on and off. So he was aware that there was an issue. And then another lady come over who decided that she was going to move us, and she did say to us, if you've got much to pack. We said no. So she just says, right, if you go back up to your room, we'll give you a phone call in 10 minutes and we'll move you. We've got a choice of 2 rooms that we can let you look at and see which one you prefer. So at that point we thought, this is great, we're going to get another room, we're going to get a good night's sleep tonight, and we can move through before we go out and enjoy our day. So up to our room, and 45 minutes later there was still no phone call. It came up to an hour later, no phone call. We were sitting in our room, so we had to phone them back. And I just thought that was absolutely unacceptable. I would never, when I've stayed in hotels, that's never happened before. But even if I was in a 5-star hotel and I was on reception, I couldn't imagine like working in a hotel that would be acceptable, that kind of standard of customer service when somebody's complained and they weren't going out their way. So we phoned them, and we went, and they said, oh, somebody will come up with a key and a use packed. So it was almost as if they just couldn't be bothered. They sent somebody up, and it was like a concierge guy. It was somebody different, and he wasn't apologetic at all. He just says, "Is it the room change?" And we said yes, and he just took us down the corridor and showed us into another room that was just, I'll show you a picture of it. It was very similar to the one we were in. It was at the back, and yeah, there was nothing. There was, in that situation, you would just be expecting like a hotel to go out their way to make sure they rectify any issues. As they did say at reception when we checked in, if there's any problems, just come to us. So I was extremely disappointed with the customer service there. So yeah, we weren't impressed. So then we put our stuff in our room, and we kind of left and went out for the day, just feeling a wee bit deflated and thinking this was a Christmas present and this was a nice gift that we were really looking forward to. And we had planned on going to the spa later on and maybe trying to get a treatment, and I just thought it put me off spending and giving them any more money. So we went out for a wee wander about. We spent most of the day out, and then we thought we'll go back. We went up to Edinburgh Castle, which was lovely. We went back to the hotel later, and we thought, do you know what, we're going to try out the spa just to see how it is. So yeah, we thought we'll go back to the spa, give it a try, and we'll review that as well. We have used the spa before, and we did go last summer, and we went for a spa day and used the facilities. Now the facilities are very expensive in the hotel if you're a hotel guest. I totally disagree with this. Let me know in the comments below, but I feel as if as a hotel guest you shouldn't have to pay for the facilities. Now they did say the swimming pool was free, which I totally understand. It said swimming pool, steam room, sauna and gym. There was no steam room for us to use. The pool was cold, but if you wanted to use the thermal facilities that they have, it's £85 each. So you're talking £170 for the two of us on top of what we paid for the hotel to use some rooms, like a steam room and an outdoor jacuzzi. We did use it last year and it wasn't worth the money, so I would never say to MD it's worth £85 per head for 3 hours use of their thermal experience. So when we checked in, the girl did say that they were trying to upsell it to us, and she says if you did decide to use it, it'll be £85 for the two of you. But I still wouldn't spend £85 of my own money just to be able to like use the facilities, because like I said, we did it last year and it was average. It wasn't worth £85 each, or for the two of us to do it again. So yeah, it was a bit disappointing that when we did go down to use the spa, the girl got us to sign a disclaimer, which I totally understand. It was to do with phones, so they don't want anybody using phones in the swimming pool area or the thermal area, which I totally understand, because it's a place where people want to go in and relax. Obviously if it's very quiet and if you had permission and there was nobody in there, that would be a different story if you're a content creator, that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel as if I agree with that rule, that you shouldn't be going in and filming people, especially if there's people in their swimming costumes. People are there to relax, and if they have spent the £85 to use the thermal suite, then I'd be quite upset if somebody was filming me in there or on their phone or doing selfies. So I agreed with that, but that was something new. But when we did then go into the pool area, there was a couple that were on their phone, a couple of young people sitting on their phones, so it was kind of like, well, we don't want you have to sign a disclaimer to say you've not to take your phone in, but then people did take their phones in. And then when we went in to use the pool was freezing, and yeah, the steam room we used, there was no steam room, so we used the sauna, and then when we came out the sauna, there was like a shower that was available next to the sauna that you could obviously wash yourself down. It was out of use and there was no shower head on it, and for a 5-star luxury spa, it wasn't good enough, if I'm being completely honest with you all. I thought that should be fixed right away. That shouldn't be sitting there out of order with no shower head, and how long's it been sitting like that? So yeah, that was pretty much our experience. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. When we were staying in our hotel room, the second one that they moved us to, the water pressure wasn't good at all either, like in the shower. So when I came back from the spa, I just wanted to shower in the room, and the water pressure wasn't good at all in there either. So yeah, it looks nice on the outside. Sometimes these hotels can be a bit of an illusion. They look really pretty and that's what draws you in, but then it's really the customer service experience. We did see a lot of bad reviews online after our experience, because we thought, has anybody else experienced this kind of service too? And there was a lot. So yeah, it was quite disappointing. I wouldn't recommend it. I'll share with you all the price that we paid as well. I'm trying to think if there was anything else in the room. We did sleep better the second night. There was no noise at all, but I still think they could have went out their way a wee bit more, just like with an apology, or like just if the hotel's quiet, do something nice for your customers. If they've not had a good sleep because it's been your fault, because you've had faucets going on and off, or like whatever it was in the room that night. There was also a lot of skateboarders outside our room as well, the first one we were in, and they were making a lot of noise the first night as well outside the hotel. And I know there's certain things that can't be helped like that because it's a public place, but it was in the entrance to the hotel, and we were our room was looking over the back onto it. So when we checked out this morning, we just wanted to get out there as soon as possible. We did consider actually coming home yesterday early because we just felt that we didn't like the way we'd been treated, as if we were an inconvenience to the hotel. So we almost came home, but then I thought, like, we've spent enough money. We didn't spend any more money in the hotel. We just stayed our second night, and we decided to check out this morning we must have checked out at about 9 o'clock. We just wanted to go home. So yeah, when we checked out, it was the same woman that said that she would phone us back in 10 minutes. So when we were checking out, she didn't even know when we walked up to the desk, and she asked how our stay was, and I thought she didn't even remember. So there was no way we were getting that phone call from her. We told her obviously about our experience, said she would take the breakfast off as a discount to compensate us, but it just wasn't good enough. So no, I wasn't happy about that, and I'm quite curious to see if they do actually deduct it, because we didn't realise till we got home that usually when you check out from a hotel, you have to sign something, don't you? You get an itemised bill and you look over it and you see it and you sign it, and we never got anything like that. It was just like she was trying to get us out the door, so we're not really sure. Like, we're just having to take her word for it again that she's not going to charge us for the breakfast, because there's nothing written down to say that we're not going to have to pay for breakfast. So I'll keep you updated and posted on that if she's true to her word, because she didn't phone after 10 minutes, so we don't hold much hope at all that she'll not charge us for the breakfast. So yeah, that was our experience. Another thing that they've done as well, which I think this is quite a lot as well, when you check in, they take £100 like deposit for the room on top of what you've paid. So I know that some hotels do this in case there's any damages, or in case there's anything like room charges, anything at all. It's like some sort of deposit, but it was £100, so usually it's maybe about £50 we've paid max. And I says to her at the end, I says, when will that be going back into our account, because it already has come out in our bank account as if it's going to be taken off. And she says it should be 5 to 7 working days, and I'm thinking that's quite a long time for you to take another £100 from us and we have to wait a week to get it back. So yeah, I'll keep you posted on that as well. So overall, I'll give you the price of our stay. So for the 2-night stay, we didn't book it directly through the hotel. We booked it, we went on to Trivago to get the best price for the hotel, which we would always do anyway. And on there for the 2-night stay, this is the reason we booked it as well, because we thought it was quite reasonable, because most hotels in Edinburgh can be quite expensive. So for the price of 1 night, we're really getting 2. So for the 2-night stay, room only, it was £333. And then if you wanted to have breakfast, it was an additional £24 each. But when we checked in, she said to us, she was trying to upsell the breakfast because she knew we hadn't booked it. She said, we'll give it to you for £17 each. So we said, that's fine. We booked breakfast for yesterday morning, and it was fine. It was okay. They did serve it in the restaurant that they said was going to be closed. So the breakfast was still in there, and the furniture was quite tired looking in there for a 5-star hotel. There was a lot of scrapes and scratches, marks in the chairs. So I think they need to invest in some new furniture as well. So yeah, the restaurant shut till February. The bar lunch that we had on the first night was just lunch, and it came to £57.38. So we both had the chicken club sandwich. I think they were £16.50 each, and then we had like that chocolate bun thing that I shared the picture of, and a tea and a coffee each, and just tap water, and it was £57.38. The bar dinner that we had that night, we went down and we had pizzas. So we just had 2 little pizzas, and we had a little drink each, and that came to £41. Last night we went out for dinner, so we just went to a little place for a burger just along the street from it. So in total for the hotel stay for the 2 nights, with breakfast one morning and pizzas one night and a lunch, it came to £465.38, plus the £100 that they've taken off us on top of that. They were waiting to go back into our account in 5 to 7 working days, so that money better go back in. So yeah, £465.38. So yeah, For Edinburgh, that probably is quite cheap for a 2-night stay, but I still think for that standard of hotel, it wasn't good service. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't tell anybody about it and say, oh, this is a hotel you need to stay at. I hope you found this video helpful, and I'm hoping that we're going to have some more good experiences this year, because this isn't how we wanted to start off our January. We were really looking forward to a nice, relaxing, restful break in Edinburgh and a couple of days away. So we're excited to go home today and just back into our own bed for a good night's sleep tonight. So let me know in the comments below if you found this video helpful. Have you stayed at the Sheraton Grand Edinburgh? What was your stay like? Let us know in the comments below as well. If you find these kind of videos helpful, we might do more of these moving forward, so you can get an honest review of the places we're staying at, because usually it's just like a little look around the rooms and the hotels, and I didn't want to promote that to you because I thought I don't want people to go and stay here and have a similar experience. So if you find it more helpful hearing an honest review in a chat online like this, on the video like this, and let us know. I hope you found it helpful. Stay tuned for hopefully some more hotel stays that are successful this year for us, and I've all enjoyed watching. And also, if you want to have a look around the spa, I did make a separate video on that last year when we stayed, so there were some pictures and a little bit of video from that. There's nobody in there, and back then there was no waivers to sign, so there must be a new thing that they've taken, obviously, for people to just start like signing something before they go in. So I'll link that below. It is on my spa channel, I think, but yeah, it's, if that's helpful to watch, just so you can see the spa facilities and see if you think they're worth it too. I would say when I did go for the treatments, when we both had the massage last year as part of the spa day that we went for, they were okay. They weren't the best treatments we'd ever had. We did feel they were a bit rushed, and yeah, it was okay. For a 5-star establishment, I wouldn't say it was the best. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'd love to hear your feedback and experience if you've stayed there as well. Thanks for watching, everybody. You know, you can also find us on Instagram as well if you're looking for more content, or if you want to see more. As always, even though we share like travel and hotels on our channel, moving forward, I think it's going to be more helpful for us to share like honest reviews, because we do spend our own money when we go to them. There's maybe been a couple that have been gifted, but always we will only ever tell you the truth as to how these hotels are. We're not going to like sell out just for a free trip and then people will go and they'll not have a good experience. We wouldn't want that to happen to anybody. We wouldn't want that to happen to ourselves. So yeah, I hope you found that helpful. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you all in the next one. Hopefully it'll be a better one. Stay tuned for more. I'll link some videos below if you want to watch some more as well.